Hello everyone, Fancy here, you're watching FANTAVISION, and today we are talking about how YouTube has failed once again and put their failures upon us, the creators. Isn't that fun? And really also punishing the audience. So let's go ahead and discuss all that. So right away, talking about COPPA, COPPA, child something protection, whatever. It's basically saying that you cannot collect the data from children. It's a privacy act for children, and YouTube of course ignored it because Google removed the don't be evil part of their website and their different rules and whatnot that they're going to follow. So because they decided to not follow the Federal Trade Commission, which is the FTC, follow that guideline, which passed a long time ago, by the way. Now they got fined for like over 120 million, something like that. 170 million. They got fined for $170 million, which is, by the way, a drop in the bucket for Google. That's like nothing. So instead of that resolving everything and YouTube saying, oh, my bad, sorry, we're not going to do that anymore, instead, now it's, of course, passed down to us, the creators. They even say it in this lovely little video where they say, it's up to us. Because, of course, it is. But then again, it's kind of a good thing it is, because we've seen how YouTube has conducted themselves time and time again, and how worthless they are when it comes to pretty much everything. So the fact that they're leaving it up to us to decide whether or not it's children's content is kind of a good thing. Now, they are going to be having an algorithm going through everything to see if there's any obvious children's content out there that people are not flagging themselves. That's what I'm more worried about, and we'll get back to that. Now, what most people are worried about is whether or not this is the end of YouTube. And I see this definitely affecting a significant chunk of YouTube, because when you flag your video as made for children, you're fucked. There you go. This isn't made for children. You're just absolutely screwed. You're so screwed. You have to flag it. If you don't, you can be fined by the FTC. And even though you're not the one collecting data, it's really frustrating. I feel like YouTube should still... Anyway, so you have to flag it. It cannot be added to people's favorites. It cannot be added to like watch laters. It can't be downloaded. There's so many things that it can't be doing. And I feel like the algorithm is just going to ignore any video that is flagged as for children, because I don't think they'll be monetized. They're going to be completely limited when it comes to ads. Now, I don't know why they can't display ads without collecting information at the same time, but even if they can, the auction for those videos is going to be incredibly low, because that's how monetization works. They auction off the different ad placements to different companies, and they pay a certain amount because they want their ad placed on these type of videos and whatnot. And these children videos are not going to want any ad placement because they're just not going to be found. So a lot of different channels are going to be really affected by this. A lot of those family toy channels, all the kids channels, all those weird, awful channels with like the creepy animation, the channels that are just meant for kids and family are going to be wiped off the map. Even channels that might not be necessarily directed towards kids, like Pokemon openings, stuff like that. So Max Mofo is kind of shit out of luck. I don't know what these people are going to be able to do to make them not for kids unless they just start swearing in their videos, which is really ironic because I was trying to swear less in videos, and now that this is coming out, I want to make a case for every single video that this is not for kids for this reason. So if I say fuck at least once in the video, I can be like, look, it's not for kids. And really none of my videos are aimed towards kids, which is another point I want to get to, because a lot of people are worried about my channel. A lot of people are worried about just this is going to be considered kids, because there's a lot of videos that I make that are for video games such as Pokemon or Animal Crossing that are games for everyone. And everybody of all ages plays Pokemon. Everyone's going to be playing Animal Crossing, but you could definitely see how the FTC would be like, oh, well, that looks like kids content. So from now on, I'm just going to have to swear in my my like more E for everyone game videos at least once. I'll have to do like what they do for PG-13 movies where they get one F word or one fuck or whatever you want to say. You get to say it once. That's it. Otherwise you go above the thing, except now it's the opposite. I have to say it once. Otherwise I get fined by the FTC. Now the thing is another thing that people are worried about is that the FTC is going to be out for blood. They're going to be suing people left and right, and they're going to be just going after people that don't deserve it. The difference between FTC and YouTube is that the FTC is going to be using people instead of YouTube, which uses robots and their algorithm to demonetize, flag, and all that sort of stuff when it comes to videos. I think if somebody from the FTC watched my video and they were looking for hate speech videos and they watched the one where Eric just goes off on old people, which is obviously a joke, they would not mark that as hate speech. But because YouTube uses an algorithm, that video is marked as hate speech and taken down. So I don't think that we're going to see FTC robots all over YouTube flagging things, suing a bunch of people. I don't think we're going to see a lot of things like that. I think that if you can make your case, or it's obvious that you're not trying to take advantage of children, you don't have sponsorships in your video that are aimed towards children, that you're not disclosing. A lot of different things like that are the reason that this is happening. Besides the fact that YouTube, again, has been completely ignoring this and taking children's information, which you're not supposed to do. You know, they're children. And another reason you guys don't have to worry about me is because most of my audience is above 18. About 2% of my audience is below 18. That's it. So I don't think this will really affect you, because that's the thing though, is when this happens, is all of the family-friendly content is probably just going to be wiped away. Unless they're supported by Patreon, they're going to be wiped off the platform because they can't make any money. They'll no longer be able to make this a job. It'll be interesting to see what happens. You're just going to make YouTube an unfamily-friendly place. Yet if you swear too much on YouTube, then you get demonetized. It's so frustrating, you know, they just keep laying down limitations on us. Just every year it seems to get worse, and I don't quite know why this keeps happening. Why does this platform just keep getting more and more restrictive? It used to have complete creative freedom, and now if you do anything too risque, you're demonetized or you have limited ads. But if you're too family friendly, you're gonna have limited ads, and you could get fined if you don't label it as family friendly. So it's just crazy to me that this just keeps happening, and that YouTube would, I mean, it shouldn't be shocking to me at this point that Google would do something like this. They would just completely ignore laws. And because the laws they just decided to ignore, we are for some reason punished. And I don't get why the FTC guy had to say it's going to be like shooting fish in a barrel. I don't get why you would say that sort of thing. And that's another thing that is making people making a lot of people scared. But I feel like if you are honest and you can make a case for why you're not aimed at children, I think you'll be fine. Because I'm seeing videos from all over the spectrum. People are saying this is the end of YouTube. People are saying that their channel is going to be taken down. People are saying that's not going to be a big deal. I mean, let's look at two videos, for example, that have completely different takes on it. So Arlo is a blue puppet guy that makes gaming videos. He does reviews. He does entire just, like, I love these, like, highly detailed, like Joseph Anderson, like these people that do like 2-hour-long reviews on something. They just go do a deep dive into every single little detail into the game. So he does like Breath of the Wild, and he's done a bunch of Nintendo stuff. You could look at that as family friendly. You could look at that as aimed at kids, but at the same time, you could see how it's not aimed at kids because it is for everyone. Yes, he doesn't swear. Yes, he has clean content, but he is not directly aimed towards kids. And he makes that case in his video, but he is terrified because he looks like a Muppet. So that's scary. He's just going to have to start swearing or something. I don't know what he's going to have to do. And then Jim Sterling, who's the complete opposite, who swears all the time. He's had giant rubber dildos. He does lots of crazy stuff. I think he had sex with Pogs in a video. He is not worried at all because his channel is absolutely not aimed at kids. And he feels like like I just said, that it's not going to be run the same way as YouTube. It's not going to be these huge broad strokes of robots running rampant and just flagging everything and everything being chaos, because that's what we're used to. That's what we're used to with YouTube. We're used to being just constantly pushed around by a platform that doesn't know what the hell it's doing. Bunch of robots marking things as inappropriate when it's just video game commentary. Even if people don't swear at all, some people are getting the yellow label, and I've even had that a couple times too. I kind of am in the middle of both of those. I think it's going to affect a lot of people, but I think channels like me, channels like Dreamcast Guy, channels like Camelot, channels like, just a lot of different channels that have their audience for everyone and not just a specific age group, I think will be just fine because it's easily provable. So when you're going to be dealing with humans, it's going to be a lot easier than dealing with robots. Especially with, also one last point, think about how worthless the government is for a second. How often are they super concise and detailed and just vigilant, and how often do they do like an amazing job on something? Almost never. There's so much crap that happens in the government that just does not get done correctly. It's a complete mess. The government has always been a mess. And because of that, I feel like that's another reason we really don't have to worry. The FTC covers so many freaking things that I don't think YouTube is going to be the top priority. They only have so many people that work there, and it's going to be done by completely, people. So I think the platform itself is not at risk of imploding, but it'll be interesting to see what all these family-friendly channels start doing. That's my take on it. I think it is stupid, though, just overall, that we even have to worry about this. The fact that they're putting all the responsibility onto us. The fact that people that might accidentally have it as family-friendly, I'm sure they'll do strikes. They're not going to just fine somebody for $40,000 right away. This is, ridiculous. Right here, the government could sue them for thousands of dollars. It's scare tactics, even in these headlines on different websites. I think because we'll be working with people, it'll be reasonable. It's not like just some random person threatening to sue you over nothing. It's the government thinking that you're taking advantage of children. And if you can prove that you didn't mean to, or it's your first strike, I think there'll be some leeway. So that's my thoughts on the whole thing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. And like the video if you guys liked it. Subscribe for more content. And as always, have a fantastic day. I'll say sorry to White from Day One White. Go check out that channel. He used to do game hunting with him. I'm going to do some videos with him in the future because I do want to do some more game hunting again. It's been a long time. But I did not have time to shoot this with him like I was originally hoping to because a bunch of other stuff came up. Also tonight, I am drinking Deftones Phantom Bride IPA by Belching Beaver. And it's 7.1% alcohol, and it's a pint. It's pretty cool. It's $12.99 for a six-pack of a pint. Usually it's way more expensive than that for this big of a beer. I don't know. It's really good, too. Belching Beaver does good stuff. So, this is also probably saving my channel. People call me an alcoholic, but you know what? I drink because I care.